All right, hello, hello. How's it going there, Alistair? How's everybody doing? So we're back here in the old stormworks. See how long my back behaves, and in a bunch of pain here for my back, so we'll hopefully be all right. I was streaming a little late today. So one thing I wanted to make is I've got a week for the wrecker, so we're good on that for time. I was thinking of making a new tug, a lifting tug. Kind of thinking of something potentially to do a bunch of different jobs. So let's go ahead and look at some aircraft tugs. It's gonna have to be reasonably big. I have some small ones already, so it's kind of don't really need don't need a small one. I have those. Let us see, display cap. Yeah, little Gran Turismo tunes. So there are these lifting tugs here. Works a little bit better in game just for being able to turn. As you can see here, we have lifting. Actually go up, there's a plate and you pull on. That's how our planes used to be moved. We had really small, like rideable tugs. They were bigger than this. I'm trying to see if there's one that, let's see. What were they using on us? You can see here there's a plate and the wheels go on the plate and they throw a bar behind it. Ours were kind of like these, but a little bit bigger, and they stood up when they used them. Something like the same thing as this. The same from the same pictures. You know, the planes are well balanced. You really don't need something that heavy duty. So one of the thoughts I had was building a, try to build some tugs that I can do a bunch of jobs with, potentially helping to move containers and loading them. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here. Try to do a multi-job, like these are the types of tugs they used to use on us. We get standard tugs too, but they had a lot of these. They're easier to move people around the alley using those. Get some pretty tight corners and it was easy to move. Alright, so kind of got a couple ideas. Still struggling what I want to build next, so we'll kind of play around, see what we can do. What's the issue you're having with your plane? Let's see, Semi-Outras. I'm gonna push these wheels off or not. Yeah, I think we're good with that. Alright, good. I just got a message. Alright. Alright, so I think that'll be kind of the let's try to see the tippage in that. See how this functions. The plane is well balanced. That's one of the things that a lot of people discount, is the plane is balanced. So you don't need too much in the way of lifting strength, because you're just tipping it. It's already kind of like a seesaw, so. I did that backwards. There we go. What am I doing? Let's cut that. There we go. Catch up on chat here. How's it going there, King Sheep? Hello, hello. How's it going there, Trippa? How are you guys? And I both have the roll and pitch stab at the same time. It shifts the control from the elevators to AD. That's interesting. I'm making a lifting tug for airplanes. Right about probably there. Shit, I can't go that far back, can I? Nope. Not if I want to power them, which I do. Trying to think of the geometry I need for it to make this work. Okay. Alright. That should geometry-wise be a little bit better. Yeah, get the proof of concepting kind of done. Move on from there. Alright, I'll put the plano in there and see. Let me do one more thing here. Alright, there we go. Let's get this outside and we'll quickly grab the plane and see how it functions. Did we press the right keys? I've been playing too much Arc. These are the wrong keys. Go. Magall's on. Alright, let's go get the brake off. Again, if the plane's balanced correctly, it really doesn't take that much power to get it up like that. And I'll grip the tires up as well on this. Yep, the old tug life. Hello, Zizo, how are ya? That's right. Let's try a 90-degree turn. So probably want the magall to grab the bottom of the tire in the center of the panel. So let's do this. All right. Gotta be 2 blocks, huh? Gotta be difficult, huh? Because I quite often get in situations where I need to move aircraft like this. So. Like the ones we usually had were electric. I'll probably end up putting a modular in here or making it hybrid because it's it doesn't need to operate that often, but or for very long. But a lot of the ones we had were just plug-in. You didn't need anything other than a plug-in. There we go. All right. It's kind of unhappy now. I don't know why it's unhappy. What happened that it's unhappy now? Probably just lifted it too high. Maybe. Looks like the wheels kind of got stuck in the ground a little bit as it was sitting. See if the just trim that up for a second here. Make sure the brake didn't reset. Feels almost like the brakes are on. No, brakes are off. Kind of stuck. Interesting. I will save this kind of as proof of concept. So this will be, let's see, lifting, tug. Okay, good. Alright, let's see what else we want to build here. Let's play with the crab a little bit. I want to see what's up with the crab. I have been noticing that there's some issues lately with lifting stuff in the game. I don't know what the dealio is with that. It happens from time to time. So let's play with the crab, see what's up. Because like the other day I was having issues with the crab. Like certain containers do weigh more than others because like I can pick one up and then the one next to it's too heavy. So let's play with the crab a little bit. So the crab is probably the best design just for the size. It's nice and small. Go. See, it's being weak. I don't know what happened recently, but recently this has been feeling weak. I don't know what the deal is with it. It's very strange. Let me see if I can get right next to it, if that will fix it. Yeah, fix that real quick. Alright. Yeah, the crab's been acting very weak. I don't know why. Do not know why the crab has been acting weak. I have some tricks up my sleeve to fix it when it does that, like what I just did. I don't want to disconnect the controller until I get it's kind of centered up. Okay. Oh, shit. Gotta press 2. There we go. Balance it out. Alright, there we go. So trying to see if I can strengthen up the arms of the crab, because this is what's going to be helping to load the plane. Alright, let's go load the plane up. What a strong little guy Crab is. Alright. Let's put in a frequency for the gantry crane so I can run both of them at the same time. Alright, we're on channel 5 on the gantry crane. Crab is on 6. That's one of the reasons I put the keypad in, is I've got a bunch of these that run on channel 6. I'm like, I gotta start setting them up where they're not on the same frequency. What am I doing here? There we go. That's the right direction there. Alright. Alright, let's see. Back it up just a hair. Up, up. Go right, you sucker. Go right, you sucker. There we go. I got AD is backwards, which throws me for a loop here. Alright, there we go. Let's hopefully that's close enough. There we go. Alright, good. Alright, change to channel 6. Let's see. Probably stuck underneath for a second. There we go. All right, get out of there, Crab. Done your good works today, sir. Hee hee. I love his face. The face on the crab is hilarious there. Come get a good look at his face. As he comes up, he's got a little grin on him. What's up there, Crab? All right, good. Let's change over to channel 5. All right. Up. How did that disconnect? Shit. How did that disconnect? There we go. I was going to say, press the button is how. Okay. The brakes are off on the plane, so that's why it's moving. So it loads pretty well. Set brake 1. I cannot believe that has not connected yet. Oh, but I guess it hasn't. Okay. There we go. All right. All right, brakes are on. All right, let's take Crab and go get another container. We'll just grab a regular container. How's it going there, Sergeant? Hello, hello. Good to see you. Yep, I'm glad you're here. Always nice to see you, no matter how long or short you can stay. Like to get back into the career build series. Kind of waiting for some of the stuff to I've been building to kind of get to the point where I can use it. Kind of I understand that they probably intended last week's like update talking about well, last week was the animals update, but like the announcement one they did a couple weeks ago, like I wonder if they're on vacation or something. That's why we don't have an announcement today. Why the other one came out so early, but it's always, I think, good to just like communicate. And that's one thing they don't do sometimes. It's kind of frustrating. It's like all they would have had to say is no announcement this week. You know, we're on vacation, so we're giving you the roadmap so that you know what's going on in the next couple weeks. See you next week. That's all it takes. And you know, I think that's something they should have done today. There we go. Pull that in. There we go. See, like this one was really easy. Sometimes they're a little goofy and they don't want to be strong. I love these tiny builds. The small builds really require a lot of skill to get going, and I like that. It's fun. Alright. Alright, good. I gotta tip in toward the front because as soon as oh, Jesus. Get up there, sucker. Get up there, sucker. As soon as I start moving, it's gonna, you know, just because of, you know, the wheels, it's gonna start leaning back a little bit, so let it lean forward just a hair. I don't know. Like, I haven't heard anything. Like, it's you know, you figure they're in the UK, so it's almost 10 p.m. over there. So it's pretty late. You know, they tend to put them out about 5 p.m. You know, their time. So I just again, it's my guesswork, but you know, I don't know if we're getting one or not. It is announcement week. They did do the roadmap, so I think it's fine if they decide not to. But it's just, you know, it could have said, you know, maybe I'll reread the roadmap one to see if they were intimated at the very least that they weren't going to be doing one. I have dual white tail lights because I nav lights in the tail because I can't with height restrictions I can't get that where it should be. I have duals. Alright, there we go. Let's get off this, Johnny. Yeah, third person. Yeah, third person. Ugh. Alright, there we go. It's backwards on the left side. I have to push left to go back, but it's correct on the right side, so. Probably put the brakes on the plane. Go do that real fast. I've got the brakes off, and it's pushing it around. There we go. All right. So one thing I was thinking is see if I could make it so the crab could also load or work as a tug. I don't want to have this grab too hard here either. I probably have it disconnected, I would say. I'll try to reconnect this here in a second. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's see. There we go. Alright, good. A little bit rough, but not the worst. Alright. Alright. Nah. That's why there. I'll re-grab, sucker. Why won't you grab? I can't see what is that on release? Nope, they're not on release here. What am I doing here? I can't see what the fuck is going on here. It's annoying me. Plane's moving because of bullshit reasons. Let's see. Ah, come on, I don't want to deal with this again. Plane's sliding, so I gotta grip up the tires in the plane. I've yet to do that, so here. We're gonna do hi-ho crab. Come on. Alright, crab, get into place here. Do your good works here, sir. When in doubt, brute strength it out. Yeah, I gotta definitely grip up the tires in the plane. Come on. You were good for a second there. Bingo. Okay, fuck off, crab. Stop moving. There we go. Right. It's moving in the right direction now, at least. God damn. Close. I am close. Alright. Gotta be close enough to grab. Why is it not grabbing? Oh, it's not close enough to grab is why. Why is the fucking plane moving so much? Probably just the grip tires. Need to grip the tires. It's got a lot of weight in the front because of the container, so likely what it's doing is rotating around where the mass is. Please don't hit me. I'm walking here. I'm walking here. I know you're crabbing here, but I'm walking here. Alright, fuck. Went up the ramp. Come on, come on, come on. Stop. Crab's a little bit, steers a little bit too fast. I need to slow that down at some point. I just end up usually putting the brake on. Oh my god. If I can figure out what I'm doing here, we'll be in good shape. What is going on? Why is it rotating? It's rotating around the mass, which I kind of understand, but still obnoxious. Oh, it grabbed that. That's why we're not moving anymore, is it grabbed that. I was gonna say, that's why the plane's not moving. Fucking hell, don't go under there. What a pain in the balls this is becoming. I need to grip those tires up stat. That's something on the to-do list. I can't see where crab is. Come on, crab. Help me out here, guy. Could just do a remote control tug as well. That way it can be low profile. But what I'll probably end up using is seeing if I can use crab as a tug. Alright, there we go. There we go. Now we're making progress. No wonder it wasn't moving. It was hooked to the container. Alright, there we go. Alright, how friggin' far off are we now? We gotta be close. We're super close. Oh, that got shut off. That's no wonder. Alright, there we go. Now we're in business. Alright, good. Why does it disconnect like that? I didn't click the button. Oh, come on. Fuck me. Every time I hit the button, it does it. There we go. Alright, there we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I'll get a method going here for that. I've got something to shut those last 5 off. I just didn't do it. Alright, let's go in there and see what's what. Right there. Alright, good. So that's where that sits. Want a 3 gap in here. Alright. Track section 3 can be locked. And I want to see if crab would sit on the door. So let's try that. Crab might be too wide. We'll see. Definitely steers way too fast, crab does. It's convenient when I'm going long distances, but it's a pain in the ass when I'm trying to real finesse work here. See, like this. There we go. And I can't move while the controller is initialized. Close. We're getting close here. Yeah, it's way too sensitive. In the door, you fuckface. It's like right on the money for width, too. It's gonna be proper hard to get that in there. Crab is about as small as I can get a container lifter. I have tried, so. Problem is it grabs traction when it gets up that section of the ramp, and then let's put the neck back in a little bit. I could try to grab it with the gantry, but I don't think the gantry goes low enough to grab the arms of crab for an embrace. All right. All right. That might be it. Oh, I was so close. All right. Here we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, good. I got it. All right. All right, let's see what happens here. I love when a plan comes together. I'll check chat in a second. I had to concentrate for that shit. Alright, there we go. Here comes the staircase. There's our buddy Crab here. Sticks in there nicely. Alright, good. Good. I was gonna say, do I have to walk around that, or will that work? All right, let's turn on some lights here. All right, let's go white lights, and let's take a trip. All right. Battery A. Fire test. APU's coming on. Beacons on. Fuel valve. Let the pneumatics come up. How's it going there, Pinco? How's it going there, Fiat? How are you? All right, let's crank one. Crank it on one. Power connect that up. All right, spooling one. All right, one's up. Gen, hydraulics. Bleed, fuel valve, bleed, crank. Alright, 2's crank, bleed is off, APU bleed, and APU can come off. Gen 2 is coming on, hydraulics 2 is on. Set the cabin temp. I still have to work on the heater. The heater is not heating enough. Alright, let's go. We're going to do a standard takeoff. We'll do a vertical landing in. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll rock. Oh, shit. A little bit too much. I haven't put in the asymmetrical braking yet. I gotta do that. So when I hold full AD and I tap the brakes, it will only do that inboard side. So. And we'll do a full length runway takeoff here. And we're gonna take off as a conventional plane. Generally speaking, if this was something you would build IRL, likely you wouldn't, just because why? But likely you would be taking off with full fuel and full cargo, and so you'd be burning a ton of fuel, putting a lot of wear and tear on the plane to do a vertical takeoff. And so you'd probably, out of here especially, you would do a standard takeoff and then do a vertical landing, because you burned off a lot of fuel. And so you're much lighter. That's kind of like, if you think of like the F-35, the vertical version, you can't carry as much fuel, you can't carry as much, well, you don't have as large a payload, let's put it that way. If you want, you can, sacrifice fuel to hold more armament, or more armament for fuel, or a combination of both. But generally, that's what they do with VTOLs. You really give up the amount you carry, because the wing is no longer doing the carrying. It's the lifting system. All right, we're clear for takeoff. Let's go ahead. We got nav light, strobes, taxi, and landing light are all on. Before takeoff checklist is complete. We didn't do a control check. Let's do that. Elevators, rudder's been checked. Ailerons are good. All right. I'll just head up to Tage, and I don't have the GPS working right now, so I gotta fix that. I'm gonna come back on number 1, help me turn. There we go. Asymmetrical thrust is how we usually turn the airplanes tighter IRL. Alright, clear for takeoff. Airspeed's alive. $80 knots. V1, rotate. Positive rate. Gears coming up. $200 knots. Flaps coming up. We get our left turnout. Okay, we do have the heat symbol, which is good because I do have the heater on. I have infinite electricity on. Let's kill that. That could be what's up with my heater, because I gotta fix my heater. Something's up with it. All right, let's go 340. Let's go 10,000 feet. And below 10, we want to stay under 250 knots. We'll go right up to 250. We ride right on the line. We go right up to 250. Usually the plane will ding at you high speed if you're over 250 under 10. So usually like try to keep it a couple knots below. Watching. Oh, that's good there, Pinko. Glad you found me. All right. So we'll do a vertical landing when we get there. So the reason why these aren't spinning is they haven't turned on yet. You know, they'll stay spinning once you kind of get them moving, so that's why they're not spinning, but they will. I was thinking of putting a stop in there, but it would just add extra, I don't know. There'll be a lot of induced drag for if you let it spin the rotors themselves. We still got to work on that flutter on the elevator. What is that? I got to fix the paint. All right. Paint on both doors. All right. So that works well that we can put crab on the ramp like that. You know, one thing that I might do a video on at some point is just showing people how to use the add-on editor for, like, for example, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, the devs should put in cranes at the different ports. I tend to like, there's a reason why the devs got rid of the cranes is, again, they have to make sure they're maintained, they have to make sure they're working and up to date. You know, they used a lot of other people's, we're over 10,000, we can accelerate. They used a lot of other people's designs, and so, you know, then they have to rely on them to update their stuff. I think it's better, you can use the add-on editor, and so anytime you go to a port, of course in real life, you're not the one paying for, you know, you don't have the cranes. It's like, when I would go to the rail, like, we don't bring cranes with us to take the containers off. The railroad had the cranes, they do it themselves. Same thing with seaports, right? The seaport has cranes. You don't bring them with you on your ship. You know, some ships have their own cranes to offload. But, so, like, one thing you can do is build a crane and then use the add-on editor and put it in and have a bunch of saves. Like, you can have a Spy Cakes crane and you save it and put it in when you want to do it and stuff like that. And I think that's the best way to do it. I would like it if they had a static vehicle workbench that would also let you spawn one there, that would do it. But again, that's a bunch of added work which comes at the cost of other features when you can already do it with the add-on editor. So that's why I think some of that stuff doesn't come, is it's like you can already do it with something else. You know, you're just asking for a secondary method to do it, which is nice, but not necessary, you know. Our speed takes a reasonable hit with carrying all that extra cargo. I also have to work on some stuff going on in here is a little weird to me. I gotta figure it out. Oh, I know. I think I know what it is. Yeah, I know what it is. We're at a lower speed because I changed the way the fans engage, and it used to have a lower setting and it has a higher setting now. So we're more efficient running like this, but we're slower. Still burn a ton of fuel. All right, we've got a little bit of we've got about a 700-pound imbalance here. So we're gonna balance our tanks. This is stuff you have to do IRL, balance your tanks. So we're doing a fuel rebalance right now. We used to try to keep them within 250 pounds of each other. There we go. That's almost identical. That was a good stop there. All right, should have done this a while ago, but shut everything, all the landing taxi lights off. All right, I don't have the bearing panel's not working perfectly, so I'm just gonna put in. We'll land at BVG. Oh, look at that. That was a good guess. Good guess on heading there. So I'm just gonna quickly turn on infinite electricity to see if the heater comes back on. The heater's working. I have it embedded inside of the vehicle. So I think when they redid the way that the interior pressure works, essentially is making its own area. and then it's not subject to temperature of outside, essentially, because you'd need that for space. So I think that's what they did, and so I can't put it in the build anymore. I have to, like, I could put the heater behind this wall here because this wall's open, but I can't put it in the blocks, which is where I have it currently, so I'll just shut player damage off for now. That can go back off. That wasn't what was causing the heating problem, so. Alright, so we're, what, 67 kilometers. Do it quickly in my head once I convert it out. So, KM to nautical. Let's see, 60, we'll say 36 nautical miles. Alright, so we are going currently 3.5 miles per minute. So we're about 10 minutes out. 10 to 11 minutes out. Alright. So, bunch of cool things with pressurization update, like all this hydraulics is simulated now using actual pumping of liquids. All my pneumatics are actually pumping of air. You know, that sort of stuff I find to be a lot of fun and cool. Alright. Generators are working fine. Generally, you'd put on your windshield heat. I'll do some sort of anti-ice at some point. What I might do is, I already have some fins in the wing underneath the flaps, so as the flaps go down, they add too much lift, and, well, they add a lot of lift, but not enough drag. So I have fins that go the opposite direction, which ups the drag, and it gives you a proper deck angle. And so what I could do is put in an icing system, a new anti-ice system, and so if you forget to put it on, you ice up. You will, essentially, the anti-flaps will articulate to give you a loss of lift. So that's what I might do. The problem is, if you don't have your anti-ice on, the ice will start to go past the silver part on the leading edge of the wing, and then you will not be able to get rid of it. And so, generally, a lot of the modern aircraft especially, it's kind of an automated system. You can turn it on manually, but it's automated and what it does, it has a little probe. And when the probe, when ice gets on the probe, it starts to vibrate the probe because of the air resistance on it. And then it turns on the probe and it melts the ice, and it goes away. And then it lets it ice up again, and if it vibrates twice in a certain amount of time, it knows the ice and it turns the icing system on. And then it will keep interrogating the probe by melting, and eventually when it goes away and stays away, it knows there's no more ice and it shuts the system off. That's kind of a neat system. Let me see if I could find the ice detection probe. Let's see. Trying to see if I can find it. Here it is right here. So this is it. So you have the vibrating probe, and so this is installed on the side of the plane, and just this part sticks out. And so as the ice comes in and it hits this probe, it will vibrate differently. It melts it, it will go back to its normal vibration, and then it shuts the heat back off. If ice hits it, if ice adheres to it again, it vibrates again. It says, okay, I've been vibrated twice. Open the bleed valves. Put the hot bleed air through the leading edges of the wings and engine nacelles, and then it keeps testing, and then eventually when it melts it and the vibration doesn't come back, it says, okay, we're not icing anymore, shut the system off. So that's what it does. Kind of neat. Alright, let's see. Alright, we're 34 kilometers. What are we, 1.85? So we're talking... Let's do it. 5. So 18 nautical miles. So we're still doing about... what did I say? 3.5 miles per minute. So we're talking... we're within 6 minutes. So let's start going down. And we got to slow down below... We got to go down below 250 here. And I have to change the autopilot. Let me start doing some notes here. I gotta fix the autopilot. You notice it's not descending us fast enough. So I gotta fix that. Let's put the spoilers up. Let's find the cargo VTOL here. Let's see. Paint, pivot. Oh, the VSI is not working at all. Never mind. Paint, pivot. For doors. Okay, and then increase descent rate. Increase descent rate. All right, that's stuff we need. So see, we are descending, but the VSI is not working. So I'm just going to pop it, and we will hand fly ourselves in there. And we'll go in at 250. If I'm hand flying, I can crank us down as fast as we need to be going. This is an extreme descent rate right here. That is, I've had to do that before IRL. That is an extreme descent rate. They had to do it going into Newark one day. Like, you don't realize how like slight they do it when they have passengers. Like, this is 20 degrees. 20 degrees is nuts. We had to do this going into Newark one day. We were late on our descent, so we had to increase it by quite a bit to make all our crossing restrictions. All right, so BVG's right there ahead of us. We've got a good descent rate going now. Yeah, we were doing like 11,700 feet per minute. It was pretty nuts. But we made all the crossing restrictions. That's when, like, to be able to do the math quickly in your head, like, okay, I'm this far from there. I've got to descend this quickly. You know, you can figure out exactly how fast you need to descend. All right, let's put the spoilers back down. All right, there go the spoilers. All right, looking for BVG. All right, BVG's in sight. If you want to look as well, it's right there. And we burned probably 16,000 liters. No, 16,000 pounds. So we're talking... Let's see. 16,000 times 0.85. 13.6 liters. One of the benefits with a turboprop, I know Alistair's building turboprop, is the you just get the fuel efficiencies way up there. That's one of the main reasons why they use turboprops IRL, is they're super efficient. You know, you have a relatively small turbine turning a very large fan essentially, and you know, you get your efficiencies way up there. All right, landing gear's coming down. You put your landing gear, like, my landing gear's probably late. You'd put your landing gear down much earlier, like in the movies and stuff, and people in games, they always do them late. You would do them pretty damn early. All right, so see how we're sinking like a rock now? That's what happens with flaps. Flaps are giving you lift, but they're also giving you a lot of drag. You have to really increase your deck angle. All right, we're gonna pre-select the rotors. All right, we'll start bleeding off some speed here. Maintaining altitude. I don't have a vert VSI, which is not helpful. All right, start slowing us down here. All right, where am I coming up on? Right on BVG now. Let's turn the fans off. Why are we sinking like a stone here? Did they not come in? They're clutching in. Come on, clutch, 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 clutch. Why aren't you fucking doing? There we go. What is it doing, man? There we go. All right. I think I had the engine spooled down too much. Yeah, I had the engine spooled down too much. What is going on here? Why are you misbehaving like this? I just redid the whole systems too. I don't get why it's being a pain in the balls right now. Okay. Like, I've got the engine spooled way up. What the fuck is going on here? I gotta look at my systems, why this is happening. I should only need like 14% to keep the fans running high enough, but I did change a bunch of systems on this, so it's going negative. What is going on with my fans? The fans, it's something I changed and the fans is fucked up, so I gotta change that. Yeah, it's like it's completely doing the shit on its own now. So here, let's do this. Let's go to, I don't know, 60 feet. I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, see, I gotta figure it out. See, watch the fans. The fans are sucking me right in the ground. So I gotta figure out what's up with this. Something's up with that. I just changed something, that's why I'm testing it, so. Right, obviously that's not working right, so let's put that on the to-do list. Let's see, fix fans. Alright, there we go, that's on there. Alright. That was a good test nonetheless. Let's fix a couple things. I'm not going to go into the fans too much. I want to build some other stuff. Right, let's go right here. Come on, right. Come on. I'm pretty damn sure I clicked on that. It's on additive, that's why. Okay. That's why. There we go. Alright, that's fixed. We can cross that off the list. Let's see the what's up with my VSI. Alright, VSI right there. What's up with my VSI? How did this not get changed over? Yeah, this is funky. This must be an old one. Because I shouldn't be using that. Let's see, what's that? Input 1 on the Lua. Let's just grab one off another plane that's I've got, because I've already converted it, so that's awesome. Just get rid of the build that I just worked on, you dickhead. Alright, let's save this real quick. What are you talking? 10th, 7, 10. Okay. Alright, let's grab, let's see. I've already converted these over to the physics sensor. So I used a lot of stuff from other builds, which the problem is some of that stuff is quite old and I've changed a bunch on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and just completely redo all the gauges here with the new ones that I already have edited. So it's Basilicious's gauges that I have edited and made them work with the physics sensor and done everything I wanted to do to them. Okay. Okay, let's reconnect these. And then where's the physics sensor? Right here. Okay. Let's see. Airspeed. Altimeter. Artificial horizon. Turn coordinator. Heading. And VSI. Alright, good. Those are all replaced. Let's get rid of this shit here. Get rid of symmetry. Let's make sure I'm not deleting stuff I don't want to be deleting. Heading, vert, speed, those can go. Altimeter, turn coordinator, those can go. Artificial horizon, blank. What is blank? That's what I gotta know. What are you? Nose wheel steering, okay. And what do you do, sir, madam? Airspeed indicator, alright. Alright, there we go. Okay. Let's see, do I need to move that center of gravity? No. Okay. What else is on the ceiling here? I could get rid of a bunch of the shit that's sitting up here. I keep wanting to move this stuff. It's nothing. See ya. What is this? Nothing, it looks like. Nope, there's nothing. Just a block. Alright. Let's move some stuff. Keep on a fight with this stuff being out. I had to cut this out of pictures today. I was trying to make a picture for the weekly update that we ended up not having, but the I had to cut all the microcontrollers out of it. Alright, there we go. Nice, that's cleaned up. Alright, so VSI should be good now. Increased descent rate. Let's look at that real quick. I think AP is up here. Yep, there's AP right there. Alright, let's see. VSI. Let's see. I reconnected this. Let's see why this is being a pain in the ass. 1, -1, that's fine. That's going to what? Collective gyro. Okay, that's fine. Get rid of all this shit. I don't need this anymore. Alright, and then we have 2 for pitch. Under pitching. So let's go to 0.25. There we go. So that should fix that. Okay, let's see what the hell was going on with the issues I was having there. I don't know. Okay. Clamp X plus Y. That's fine. That's good. Okay. Check the VTOL controller, see what was up with collective. I made some changes in here, so. I think that's what number I had. Let me look. Nah, I don't have it written down. Drop clutch. That's fine. Okay. Our rotor engage panel, that's fine. Let's see. Alright, that all looks good. Let's see. That's one. Make sure this is plugged in for speed. That would screw things up. If it wasn't plugged in, well, they were spinning, so that wasn't it. Pid tuner, VTOL, that's good, that's good. What are you? Pid tuner, that's fine. What is that? Pid tuner 2, okay. That's all good. Physics sensor. I don't know what that could be the issue there. Let's look at that. Okay, I have not hooked that in, so that's not a problem. Let's see, where are we at here? Alright, fan clutch right. Nope, that's correct. Okay. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. Let's check chat. Yeah, in the movies they always do like 5 seconds of touchdown. It's like, yeah, let me see if I can find. I can't do anything at Google anymore without getting AI bullshit, so it's a pain in the ass. I have to actually make sure I go to the website and then do it from the website because it's gonna try to AI me to death with stuff that has nothing to do with what I want. Alright, so like if we were to look at... This is Chicago O'Hare ILS localizer 4 right. So generally, you want to be stabilized by the final approach fix. Where's the FAF? That's initial. Okay. So we want to be stabilized. Generally, it depends when you're gonna put your gear down, but you know, we're gonna have our gear down pretty far out. You know, sometimes like we could have it out as far as all the way out to here. Like this is 8.2 miles out. We could have the gear down, you know, 8 miles out. You know, so if you're talking, we're going 120 knots, 2 miles per minute, so 4 minutes out, we have our gear down. You know, you want to be stabilized by the final approach fix, or you go around. You know, you're not hanging around. So like final approach fix is right here. That's 4.4 nautical miles out. You could have them down and locked and checked by that point. But that's the final approach fix. That you want to make sure you're all set to go at that point. You want to make sure you're ready. And you also, like, a jet is slippery. Jet's designed to be slippery. So in order to slow down, you need to slow down to your approach speed, because there's, like, say we're coming in right here, okay? And there's an air, so generally on a normal day, you're landing 1 plane per minute, okay? If we're moving 2 miles per minute, that means we need to be at least 2 miles in tow from the last plane. So if they are, I'm trying to find if it have, it's kind of hard to tell, but so say like this isn't just, like this just showing the distances. This isn't to scale. It's kind of hard to do it, but to put it into perspective, let's try to find a runway. So we're gonna be 1 minute in behind the other plane with normal weather conditions. So this runway right here is 10,800 feet long. So this runway is about a little bit, it's shy of, this is one here is about 2 miles. And so if one airplane is here, the next airplane is that far away. So you can't be going faster than the other airplane or you'll violate that space requirement. And so once you get on the final approach course, you want to be slowed down to your approach speed. And so you need the gear down to help with that. You're going to need the gear to help slow you down to get your flaps in. You're going to need the flaps down in order to slow down. So, you know, you're dropping gear, you're dropping flaps, and you're going to be slowing right down. So you need these things to slow down. It's not a movie where you're the only one in the world and you come blasting in at 300 knots and then drop the gear 2 seconds before you touch down. That's a bunch of bullshit. You know, IRL, you're all getting established, all in approach. Now, the problem becomes if I'm coming in at 120 and you've got a 747 who needs to come in at 135, well, they're going to gain on me the whole time. And so ATC will call and ask you to speed up because they don't want to send the 7-4 around. We can come in and land 10 knots fast, especially if it's a long runway. You know, the 747's coming in at the slowest speed it possibly can, and so at 135, and so we would just speed up to 135. You know, they tell you got a 74 behind you going 135. Can you speed up? And we kick it up to 135. Go a little bit faster for a little bit, 137 or something, to just get away from them a little bit, and then we just come in fast. Yeah, but it's kind of silly when they in movies they put the gear down the last 2 seconds. It's like, you know, the gear is important so you don't break your spine when you hit the ground. So you want it out, you want it locked, you have to do a checklist. You know, you have to go through, and you want to be ready for landing at the final approach fix, which part of that means you want to be completely stabilized. And so part of that is you want your airplane stabilized, doing less than 1,000 feet per minute. You want your gear down, your flaps down. You want your checklist complete. You know, you don't want to be rushing anything. You know, there's enough work to be done without that sort of shit. Let's quickly do this. Let's go to... I want to do a test flight here. Let's go to pitch, drop that down to 30%. Let's see what this vertical speed problem, problem is I'm having. I gotta diagnose that. So, do a quick start. We'll do something else here in a minute. Alright, all my screens are back on. This one needs to be redone because I gotta put the new speeds in there. That's not a big deal. Alright. Alright, Gen 1's on. Hydraulic 1 is on. Alright. Cranking 2. Alright. Brakes are off. Let's go ahead and we're going to go full flaps for a vertical takeoff. You'd want the flaps out because, again, it's like you're landing. So you want full flaps for a vertical takeoff. You need that extra lift because you're going to be going slow and you need all the extra lift on the wings. Alright, we're going to go ahead and we're going to gauge the rotors. Alright, we'll shut off the fans and start spooling up for the rotors. There we go, the rotors. Usually about 14%, I think, is where I need to be at. See, I might have fixed some of it already when I made some of those changes. Yeah, it looks like it's fixed now. Alright, let's go ahead and gauge the fans. There we go. Alright. Shut that off just so I can manually control. The gear's coming up. Flaps are all the way up. And the rotors are already disconnected. We'll just land somewhere. We'll land at the other airport. Flies very nicely. So we are able to go faster now because we don't have that extra cargo weight. The cargo was not that heavy. The cargo was, you know, it's only like 3 or 4. Like, we have a lot more fuel on board now. Like, the fuel weight alone is much, much more now. All right, fans are coming back off. Alright, we're starting to slow down. Gear's coming down. Flaps are coming. Full flaps. Shut the bleed off. Up, there we go. Let's get good. Let's get right with Jesus here. What's going on? I did change the pitch on the gyro, so it's being a little bit slow to react. I was trying to see if the flutter was gone. Alright, we're good now. Alright, VSI is definitely working, which is nice. Alright, so I want to, like, I don't have the auto hover on. I'm just manually controlling it. I want to see how it behaves. It's behaving well. As you can see, I can maintain within about a foot of where I'm at. Let's descend. Here we go, descending. Okay. It's a little bit overreactive, but it's not terrible. So likely what's happening is the rotor is spinning too fast, so I'll drop the value in the PID on that. All right, let's do a nice gentle touchdown. Again, no auto hover, just me controlling it here. So I'm just going to gently control it. So I put in a PID to control the how much clutch is going to the rotors so that they never exceed 60. So what I'll probably do is drop that a little bit. I think they're right on 60, so they overreact a little bit. All right, let's go ahead. We'll take back off. Brakes coming off. Let's go back up. There we go. Let's yaw to the right. So I'm doing a cross control now. I'm lifting and yawing at the same time to try to stress the system out, see if it misbehaves. It's not really misbehaving. Yeah, it looks like the rotors are just overreacting a little bit. Probably because the RPS is too high. Yep. I think the RPS is... What the fuck did I just hit? The ramp just got titted up. Alright, that's not helpful. That's not helpful with my test. Here it's doing its shit again. So I think what's happening is... That's probably what's happening. It's probably a PID problem. I bet that's what it is. Yeah, it's the PID problem with the clutch. So I gotta work on that. Because that's the main thing I changed, so... Alright, I'll put that in there as what I think the problem is. I'll do it later. Alright, increased descent rates fixed. VSI and op is fixed. Fixed fans, let me see. Make it... It is the... fan, clutch, gyro. PID. Alright, so I'll fix that, because that's just me testing stuff out. But yeah. I do like having a VTOL, but I would really love it if hopefully the devs at some point will go back in and put in some more airport-to-airport cargo. That's what I really like the most, and I would like to see that happen. But plane's flying pretty well. It's like I could literally go take that off, what I put on there, but I'll show you what it's doing. So currently what it does, let me see, where am I reading the RPS from? That's the question. See, where's the fan clutch? Right here. Fan clutch is right there. Fan clutch is right there. Prop clutch. And then where are we reading that from? Right here. So this is taking the RPS of the... that's why. Nah, should be reading the RPS correctly. Yeah. Yeah, set is at 60. Go down to 55, see if that helps. I could do 2 of these, 1 on each side. I don't know if I want to do that, though. Could put too much variation in there. Let's update that for now, and let's save. And I will play with it another time. Alright, I want to test a couple things out here, so let's go. Is that saved? Is it saved? Saved, okay. Trying to see what I can fit in this. Certain jobs I want this to do, so I need to check some stuff. Likely this is too big. I would say it's too tall, so what I'm thinking of doing is making a smaller truck to kind of Yeah, it's likely too tall. I'd have to do... So I'm thinking of like doing a low-profile hauling vehicle in here for actually doing work with this. I think that's going to be a little bit on the tall side. Could just measure it, but why not just drive it in there? Definitely need the doors closed. Yeah, look, definitely I think it's on the big side. Like, you gotta make a fat plane to take some of the standard trucks. Am I hitting the bumper? Yeah, I am. There we go. Yeah, definitely too tall. Not by much. The big thing is the angle. Alright, so that's all I need to do. Alright. So kind of one thing I was thinking is... So, you know, what I think would be fun is I want this to be fun. So I want to make a truck that is versatile and can do a bunch of work, can fit on board. Kind of modularity is kind of interesting to me for a number of reasons. Like, I would like to be able to haul a bunch of stuff, do a bunch of things, so kind of have like an accessory vehicle for to operate with this. So let's see. Put on the semiatris. All right, let's go. So I want it to be low profile. I want it to be able to go drive and go do the deliveries that I need out of this. I think that would be fun. Talking 11 wide at max. It's got to be 11 wide to hold containers. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 5. That's 11. So I need it to be able to get in there. Actually, I don't necessarily need it to haul the containers. Let's make it shorter. Let's make it a 9 footprint. That's what I think we'll do. Let's see. I forget what I called this thing. It's probably Titus something. I need to finish up Titus Mark II. I haven't... It's mostly that I'm very aggravated with the workshop lately and just people being rude and everything else. So it's like, you know, it's a lot of work to do that stuff, and then to have rude people. It doesn't really interest me all that much at the moment. Yeah, it's what happened with Farming Sim there after a while was had a lot of rude people just being rude. Oh shit. And it kind of ruined it for everybody. You know, people stopped doing mods because of how rude people are being. You know, and I frankly don't blame them. You know, he had. Did I finish the chassis? I did not. Okay. Yeah, people were being so rude, and Farming Sim community just was like, okay, gonna be rude. People are gonna stop contributing. You know, there's like today there are a bunch of people stealing builds and passing them off as their own. We've been seeing that, like somebody changes 10% of a build and then releases it as their own. Just really super rude stuff, and then rude comments, people downvoting for no reason. It's just like, you know, a bunch of people trying to, like, they were downvoting builds to get a joke build up for the lols, and it's like, just rude place. Yeah, summer vacation, I guess, for all the children's. I really just wanted the dually set. Yeah, that was something that happened in Farming Sim. Was there were a bunch of people who just they started like playing multiplayer with people who were modders, and then they were stealing their builds. It's kind of like if you bring up your vehicle in stormworks in the work bench during a multiplayer game, somebody could just save it, and it's that sort of shit that really ruins the fun for everybody. Is somebody steals your build, and it's like, don't do that. That's just it's short-sighted. It's counterproductive. It's just gonna lead to people being like, all right, screw it. I'm not gonna release stuff anymore, and that's what's happening. And I certainly don't blame people for it. Put a lot of hard work into it, and then somebody steals it. It's pretty discouraging. All right, so yeah, that's gonna be tough to get dualies in like that. Could shrink it up a little bit here. Could snug these in one. Ah, don't do that. There, 27, okay. The overhangs, that should be alright. Probably, let's see, yeah, we'll put a mid-engine in there. The engine's not a big deal to rehook. I'll put a mid-engine in there. Alright, let's check up on chat here. Yep, that's the problem. Is it's people ruin it, and there's a bunch of people who think they're entitled to other people's work, and you're not, and they get pissy with somebody if they don't want to release their build, and it's like, hey, dude, you can go build your own build. That's the name of the game, and it was like that's what happened in Farming Sim was people thought for some reason they were entitled to other people's work. And that's not how any of that works, and it's That's what happened, you know, and people just ruin it, and it's not cool. They want to redo the Let's see, does that get both of them? It does, okay. Yeah, it's too short to do that. I'm gonna probably put the engine and transmission in here. It's gonna be a low rider anyway. Do that. Let me see what I got in here. We have the latest. I don't know if I even have the latest version of Titus 2 in here. All right, let's start with that. That was the main thing I wanted, was just the wheels and everything. Get rid of all this. I'm going to be bouncing around back and forth through builds. I don't really know what I want to be doing at the moment. But I would like to start at least getting working on having us some cargo movement vehicles here. Okay. I kind of know one build I want to work on a little bit. I am in an airplane mood. Let's go ahead and do this. Made some good progress in ARC earlier. I don't want the autosave. Just give me the one I just saved. I know it's the same, but I don't care. I want this one. I go over here. Put electricity on. There we go. Alright, there we go. Alright, so that will fit in. Pretty much, I have, like, Minky is the only thing I can fit a full-size truck in, I think. Alright, so that'll work with that. Alright, good. Hello, Echo. How are you? Working a bunch of stuff. Just kind of bouncing around, doing some cargo stuff. Alistair's back. Alright, let's see. Trying to think of something I wanted to build here. Let me look at some reference material. I think I have a new seaplane. Let's look at some inspiration. Probably won't play for too long. I'm kind of not feeling it still. Like to get back into some career, so start playing some career will start to inspire me a little bit more. So the thing is, so IRL, like you have the Beriev here, and so one of the ways, like the Beriev, the center of thrust is between the two engines, high above the center of gravity. And the way that's fine is these engines' nacelles are angled. So let's see, Beriev BE 200. So like if we look at the engine nacelles, I'm trying to find a good side view of it. The engine nacelles are tilted upward, and so that's how it. Here, this is probably the best picture we'll see. So this is how you overcome. That's a fucking awesome picture. I'm trying to find a good one of the angle. Like this one's not bad, but it's Shutterstock, so it's probably gonna be absolute dog shit. Like here's a perfect one. All right, that's tiny. God damn it. We get a proper picture. Like you can see it on this one. The engine nacelles are angled upward, and that's so that the center thrust is lowered. That's how you get around that problem. We can easily do it with turboprops in game. It's hard to do it with, like here we go. This is a good picture here. You can see it right here. See how the nacelles are angled upward? And so that drops the center of thrust down more in line with the center of gravity. So that's one of the ways that they do it IRL to get around that problem of having them mounted high. We can't do that in game. It would be nice if we had a pitch component on the ducted fans that would fix that. You can see it on a lot of propeller seaplanes too, as they're angling them up. This is how they do it on all sorts of airplanes. They just angle the engine. So the engine's angled. You get this on boats too, as they angle the engine down. Might keep it short today, we'll see. There's a Chinese amphib, which is pretty cool. 4-engine turboprop. Nice. That's kind of cool. The gear rotate backward. That's kind of neat. That could work interesting too if you rotate them out, and then maybe a hard point would be kind of cool, something like that. Like you can see on the, is that a goose? Goose or albatross? I think that's an albatross. You can see on the albatross here, the engines are angled upward, you know, so they're angled up this way. That effectively lowers the center of thrust, so that's more in line with center of gravity. That way you're not having too much of a pitching moment. See it on this one, angled up slightly. You know, it's easy in game because we can use the pitch component to simulate that. There's that. That's a cool one there. Some of the plans you can see it. This one looks pretty flat, but some of them you can see they're quite angled. Also angle the thrust down. See again. nacelles angled up a little bit. What's that? That's an interesting plane. Ooh, I like the look of that. Is this one screwy? This picture looks short. Do they have a shortened version of it? Jesus Christ, Shutterstock. Could it be any worse? I thought this was Huh, it has the same gear design. Is this the same plane? I thought it was a Chinese... maybe I'm not looking at the Chinese one. Maybe I was looking at the Japanese one. There is a Chinese amphib. But it has that forward rotating gear. Looks a little bit different, though. Is it going out and up? That's interesting. I like the dimensions of this. I like how short and stout this is. Part of it's perspective, too, I think. Gotta look at that. What is this? US 2. Yeah, here's a bunch of US 2. Okay, this is a different plane than the Chinese one I was showing. Part of it, I think, is perspective. I'm trying to see what they had for models, because that one looked like... One of them looked very short. 300 knots. No slouch, either. That's max speed. Cruise speed, 260 is definitely pretty good. Stall speed of 49 knots is pretty damn good. 1,600 feet max at max takeoff weight. Wow, that's pretty good. 920 feet in the water. I wonder if it's doing water inject. I doubt they're injecting water into the engines. They might. They used to keep. Some of them would keep fresh water in tanks, and then they inject it into the turbine to increase the compression. They just blow water right into the turbines, you blow it into the compressor section. That's an interesting design. That's pretty cool. You have to look at dimensions, see what the dimensions look like. Let's see. 109, 32. There we have 109, 108. Pretty symmetrical. What's the 109, 108? So 33, 33, 10 about. Let's give that a quick look. About max size. $33. This is where we start running into problems with the way the game does things. Like the way that, like, the airplane benches are too short. That's the problem. So that's, yeah, put that up on gear. That's my max, yeah, I'm seeing max height. I can't go 9.8 meters tall on there. Not the end of the world, but it's close. That'll be about the dimensions of it. Yeah. Yeah, it could be a mallard. Last flight of the Mars, yeah. Okay. That's a cool plane. Yeah, but this one, like, looked really stout. I don't know why this one looks so stout. Probably just the angle. Could be the focal length of the lens, too. Like, this one looks pretty stout, too. That one does. Maybe it... It's pretty square, so it might just be the way it's looking. Do like the Dornier. This is the Chinese one right here. This is the one. Let's see, where is the AG600? Yeah, this is the AG600 there. So it looks like, what is up with the tail? Some weird shit going on back here. I'm not sure what's going on there. Yeah, it has kind of the same almost gear design as the Japanese plane. That's one of the things that was confusing me. Knots, 270. 36 by 38 by 12. 109,000 pound max takeoff weight's pretty respectable. Pretty respectable there. Those are tip vortices coming off of the tips of the propellers. Here we go. Here's a comparison image. So here's the US2 versus the AG600. Because I was going to say the numbers are, the length widths are pretty close. This one's stockier looking. That's one of the reasons why this one looks short, is it's wider. This is pretty thin. They're about the same size. It's just this one's wider. Is the Beriev. Tons, 47, 53. Interesting. Yeah. Alright, I think we'll probably jump off here. Might jump on with some arc or something later. I'm not really... Don't know what I want to build next, so I'm kind of in a slump here. I was hoping, let's just double check one more time. I don't think we're getting an update today. I think they'd already have it out, seeing it's pretty late. Did we get it? No. Yeah, it's pretty like... Talking, what is it, 4 hours? So it's 1 a.m. No, it isn't. 11. It's 11 there. Am I counting correctly? Yeah, it's 11 p.m. So I doubt we're getting an update today. But alright guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure you like the video. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing, and I will see you guys later. Adios.